Afternoon, everybody. My name is Ari. I hope everybody is doing all right. I'm just going to tell you today about how you can become a web developer and how long it's going to take to become a proper web developer. So those are the things I would like to teach you, so that people will have some kind of understanding and the time skills they need to spend. So that's what I'm going to teach today. So let me open up a couple of PowerPoint slides I got with me. So the first one is the web developer journey here. So what exactly it shows you is so it's pretty straightforward. People who are technical or non-technical, they can learn things and they can become a web developer, which is a very lucrative job, and it helps to move up in career very quickly once they become a developer. So that's the main agenda, to become a web developer. So the things they need to learn to become a web developer are, the first thing is JavaScript. JavaScript is like a programming language where you need to learn. It's like a ABCD of a programming. Once you know the ABCD of the programming, then you can start writing words and you can start writing sentences and stuff like that. So JavaScript would become one of the core thing to learn. In this video, I'm just gonna focus mainly on this JavaScript because there are so many technologies like Java, C#, .NET, and other kind of Python and other various kind of things. But just learn one language, one programming language, which itself is JavaScript, and you can become a very good developer. And it's a very lucrative job, and you can become a proper, full stack web developer. That would help you to, move up in career very fastly. So for that reason, I'm focusing mainly on the JavaScript. So you need to learn the JavaScript. It would probably take 2 months of time. It's not only listening to the concepts, you got to practice those things using Visual Studio Code, and then you see whatever you are seeing in the resources, you should practice them. So probably you can take a 2 months time to master JavaScript. So that's the first thing you need to do. And then the second thing that you need to do is Git commands. You need to learn the Git commands. Once you are able to write small programs, you should be able to use a version controlling. So one of the thing is Git. If you can use Git, and if you can check in, check out, and do the branching stuff, then that would help you to store your code somewhere securely. So for that reason, you need to learn Git commands. It might not take more than 15 days for the basic pull and push kind of things, and that should be more than enough for you to spend 15 days. So that would be one of the add-on thing you need to learn after JavaScript. The next thing that you need to learn is HTML and CSS. This is specifically for creating web pages and adding classes to the web pages, adding IDs to the various tag elements, various elements on the page. So probably you should not take more than 1 month to learn basics of HTML and CSS. So that's 1 month should be more than enough. The other thing, once you learn all these three, you could learn one of the front-end JavaScript framework. It could be React, Angular, Vue, or Aurelia.js. These are all written in JavaScript, but it's kind of framework, but the core language is JavaScript. So it's like patterns that's been developed using JavaScript. So once you know this JavaScript, you can learn React, Angular, or Aurelia, or any of the JavaScript based frameworks, and this can be used as one of the main kind of framework to develop the front end. And then once these front end things are pretty much completed, you need to be in a position to write APIs. APIs is application programming interfaces. So the necessity for this one is to get the data from the backend systems and make those data available onto the front end. So it could be JSON kind of data you might want to pull, or it could be kind of object kind of data, or it could be some kind of array data, those kind of things. So you can write APIs, and you can use Node.js to write these APIs. So probably if you spend 2 months of time, and you should become very from zero to hero in 2 months time using Node.js to write the APIs. And the other thing is the databases. You can use SQL databases or NoSQL database. If you spend 2 months time, and then you should be pretty much strong on the database, like creating tables, getting the data from multiple tables, and creating relations if it is a SQL database. And if it is a non-relational database, you can store the data as kind of JSON. So 2 months should be more than enough for learning databases. Once you do all these things, you should be able to create CI/CD pipeline so that multiple developers can push the code into the integration environment, and we can release this we can release these versions onto different environments with the version numbers. So CI/CD, if you spend probably 20 days, that should be pretty reasonable amount of time. And the last one, not last one, and then you, for example, nowadays everybody is doing or pushing creating servers on the clouds. So there are various kind of cloud environments. One is Azure, AWS, or GCP. These are the main clouds, and apart from that there are IBM clouds as well and all those things. But if you spend 2 months to just get a good grip on one of the cloud technologies, you should be pretty strong on these cloud things. And last but not the least, once you know the UI, the mid APIs, and also the backend systems, if you are in a position to create a demo projects, one or two, including front end, middle tier, and back end, then 45 days, if you can spend 45 days, you can put everything into perspective and you can create a smaller project, and your confidence level will go very, very high. So I would say 45 days on a demo projects is a reasonable amount of time. So once you have these kind of things, you will become a very good web developer. So the main programming language you can focus for starters is JavaScript, and JavaScript is everywhere. You don't need to worry about .NET, or you don't need to worry about Java, or you don't need to worry about Python, or any other programming language. As long as you know the JavaScript, you can become a proper web developer. Once you got a couple of years experience in JavaScript, you can move on to any other programming languages, and you can write some parts of the application in JavaScript and some parts of the application in Java, like struts and those kind of stuff. So you can use any of those different languages that are available. But for starters, if you want to do everything in one programming language, I would probably recommend you go for JavaScript. Thank you very much for listening to my video, and I hope you get some benefits of this. Thank you. Speak to you all later. Bye.